Alex Murdaugh is a South Carolina attorney and a member of a well-to-do, powerful legal family. He's on trial for the murder of his wife Maggie, 52, and the youngest of his two sons, Paul, 22. Both were found shot to death at the family's hunting lodge on June 7, 2021, in Colleton, South Carolina. But this case hasn't been so cut and dry. There's a bit of murk in the water surrounding this family. Here's a quick rundown of why this case became so intriguing to the country. Back in 2015, a 19-year-old openly gay man, Stephen Smith, was found lying dead in the middle of a Hampton, South Carolina street. His cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, and officials ruled it as a hit and run. His shoes were untied and still on both feet. Many doubted the ruling, and during the investigation, a name that was brought up many times was Richard Buster Murdaugh, Alex's older son. But nothing ever came from it. In 2018, the Murdaugh's housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, was found at the bottom of stairs in the Murdaugh family home on February 2nd. She never regained consciousness and passed on February 26th. Her family filed a wrongful death lawsuit and won. On February 24, 2019, 19-year-old Paul Murdaugh was driving a group of his friends in the family's 17-foot boat, drunk, and crashed into a bridge after going full throttle in the midst of an argument between the group, sending all on board into the water. A week later, the body of his friend, 19-year-old Mallory Beach, washed ashore. He was facing 3 felony counts of boating under the influence at the time of his murder. June 7, 2021, mother and son were murdered. Maggie was shot 5 times with an automatic rifle, and Paul was shot once in the head and once in the chest by a shotgun. Alex Murdaugh called 911 at 10:07 p.m., claiming to have found the bodies on return from visiting his mother. In September of 2021, Alex Murdaugh was made to resign from his law firm because of allegations of misappropriating millions of clients' funds. On September 4th, Alex called 911, claiming he was ambushed on the side of the road in Hampton County while changing his tire and had been shot in the head. He received a superficial gunshot wound to the head and was treated at a nearby hospital and released. The next day, Alex Murdaugh entered rehab for an opioid addiction. A week later, Murdaugh confessed that he had orchestrated the roadside shooting as part of a botched hitman plot. He hired Curtis Smith, a former client, alleged drug dealer, and a distant cousin of Murdaugh's, to kill him so that his surviving son Buster could inherit a $10 million life insurance payout. They were arrested and charged, but Alex Murdaugh was released on bond so he could return to rehab. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division reopened an investigation into Gloria Satterfield's 2018 death and Stephen Smith's 2015 death. Murdaugh was released from rehab in the fall of 2021 and immediately arrested and charged with over 30 counts of stealing funds from the Satterfield family, since they never received any of the settlement they won after Gloria's death. July 12, 2022, Alex Murdaugh was disbarred from practicing law in South Carolina by the state Supreme Court. 2 days later, he was formally charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime for the deaths of his wife and son. He pled not guilty July 20, 2022. The trial began January 23, 2023. Along with the murder and weapons charges, Murdaugh was facing over 100 other criminal charges involving his white-collar fraud scheme, stealing more than $8 million from clients. The charges related to his failed hired suicide attempt and several civil suits. Mallory Beach's family won their wrongful death lawsuit the following day. Alex Murdaugh testifies and confesses to his financial crimes and lying about his alibi, but maintains his innocence in regards to the murders. On March 2nd, the jury took less than 3 hours to find Alex Murdaugh guilty of first-degree murder of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. and the 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. The next day, he took a plea deal and was handed 2 life sentences. That's your quick case catch-up for the Murdaugh family murders. Thank you for watching Justice Calls. Are you listening?